What is going on, guys? Today, I want to take some time and talk about clearing the clutter in your head because we all carry it, no matter where you're from, who you are, what you've been through. We develop clutter in our minds, and unless we take the time to actually see it for what it is, it stays cluttered, and a lot of times we will lack moments of clarity, and we will lack the clarity we so desperately desire in our life. So my reason for making this video is I was feeling pretty inspired after my meditation session the other day. I had a solid 40-minute meditation session, the DMT Wim Hof style breath work with like the big amounts of hyperventilation with those big periods of 2 to 3 minute breath holds. And afterwards, I had this period where just a lot of like my core beliefs came to the surface, but in such a fashion that was almost poetic. So I wrote it out here for you guys, and I'm actually going to share it with you guys here. Now, if I can just click on this. Oh, good Lord. Of course, you don't let me drag and drop you. Okay, hold on. All right, so here is what I wrote. Actually, let me just move the camera a little bit for a second here. Perfect, now I can read it. Okay, cool. My mind is clear. And actually, before I even read this, it is a little bit of, I've kind of written it out like a poem, but the more I look at it, the more it really feels like a mantra. And if you're struggling getting a good mantra into your routine to really help solidify you into being the person you want to be and enjoying your life, well, I suggest you steal this one. So it starts off, my mind is clear. Path certain, no place for doubt. Relentless perseverance until I win. Not forgetting, I've already won. Every extra day, a blessing. Every moment, a bonus. Grateful for the gifts of the day. And excitement for those experiences yet to experience. Until my time is ended, I am exactly where I'm meant to be. So now let's go ahead and unpack that. And actually, I might need to switch the angle here just a little bit. I think that's better. Make sure I can still talk to you guys. All right, fantastic. So why I really love what I said here is because a lot of us get stuck in certain parts of the things I said. First of all, my mind is clear. A lot of people's heads are not clear, mine included. Like I have these moments of clarity, but there are a lot of times where I'm just like derping around. I'm like playing a video game, going on autopilot, watching some Netflix. I do it too. I'm about the meditation, the spiritual life, but I still have those moments. I'm human. We all do. My mind is clear. And that's just the preface for the rest of it. Path certain. What are the things that you want out of life? What are you unwilling to let go of? What are the things that 8-year-old you and future 80-year-old version of yourself would want? Have that conversation. Sit down. Take some time to think. What would the 8-year-old boy in me want? And what would that ideal life look like? And what would the 80-year-old version of me want? And what would he want to look back on and just be lucky and happy it did? So, and I can tell you this, 80-year-old me, when he looks back on his life, 80-year-old me wants a beautiful relationship, or at least to live my life in a way to where I'm open to a beautiful connection with a beautiful partner one day. And if it doesn't happen, and at least if I was open and willing for it to happen, then I can be at peace with that. I'm not saying I want to die alone, but if I have to be alone, I'm okay being alone. And that in itself was like another trigger and like trauma within me, was that unwillingness to just accept what is of the day, and to just get stuck in it and fester. And people who suffer with like depression and anxiety and negative mental emotions and thoughts tend to suffer from this quite a bit because they are lacking the anchoring thought. How can I say that I want to be in a beautiful relationship one day, but how can I also be okay with that possibility never happening? It's because it's an anchoring thought. It's like, hey, life is life. Life's going to do what life does. Life doesn't make any promises to anybody. Uh, sometimes life is cruel. Sometimes life is kind. Sometimes life is beautiful. Life is finite. There's so many amazing things about life, and there's so many awful things about life. The thing is, you got to take the punches, but keep moving forward. Don't lose yourself. Don't lose your head. Don't lose your core. Don't lose your frame of who you are as a person, no matter what the world throws your way, no matter what he says, she says, anything external. None of that matters. And that's why people who suffer with depression, they will get stuck in this depression. It's almost just like, because I've been there, I can speak on this. It's like, yo, I'm depressed. My life situation sucks. I'm the only person who's experiencing this. Nobody knows what I'm feeling. Things are never going to get better for me. This is how my life's always going to be. And then, God forbid, you go down a deep, dark, hellish road. But the thing is, you lack the anchoring thought. The anchoring counterbalance thought for someone who's living actively in depression is that one, depression does not last forever. It is a season. Winter, summer, spring, fall, depression, happiness, joy, excitement. All of these things are seasons. We'd like to live in permanent excitement and joy. And if you do the work, you can get to a point to where your life is basically usually that all the time. But we all fall and we all have our down days. And people who suffer with depression don't think they're going to get better manifest that self for themselves because they don't believe it'll get better. They don't believe this will end. They don't believe that just because I'm feeling a certain way, this doesn't mean this is who I am. Like if I'm depressed now these days, because sometimes I'll still have like a blue day. It's not very often. Especially since it's been almost 4 years since I quit alcohol. When I have a depressed day, I sit with it, I experience it, and I know that it's just come to pass and it's not something that justifies me. And also, the things I'm being depressed about are usually just like stuck in the past and have no say on what could possibly happen in the future because nobody knows what will happen in the future. Things could get infinitely better for you in as many ways as possible. So that's why I say you always have to have the anchoring thoughts. And why I love this mantra is that it's just a very balanced way to look at life. So path certain, have your goals and things clear in mind. What does 80-year-old you want? What does 8-year-old you want? And move towards those things. Like I said, for me, it's a relationship. I'm kind of wrestling internally, to be honest with you guys, if YouTube is really my calling. I've enjoyed it while I've been on here, but I've been kind of on the fence with like making content and not feeling as creative as I want it to be. And I'm not sure 100% if this is the thing I want to do, but it's the thing I'm going to keep doing now because I don't know what else to do. But yeah, have those goals clear in your head. Work towards those goals, but be okay if for some reason you never get those goals. But I don't like that because you should, a lot of times life works out for you. Like if you're working towards something actively, eventually life will get out of the way and things will happen for you. That's why I say no place for doubt, because everybody doubts themselves. We doubt our potential. We doubt if we could find the right partner. We doubt if we can make enough money. We doubt if we could live a good life, but there's no place for doubt because doubt only holds you back. It's a limiting belief. It's a limiting emotion. On a rare occasion, doubt might be good. Like, hey, maybe I shouldn't jump off this bridge. I might die. Yeah, okay. In that case, doubt's a little good for you. But a lot of times the internal doubt that keeps us from growing and becoming something more or getting something we want from this world, that doubt has no place. No place. Relentless perseverance until I win. Again, timing back to your goals. Go for what you want in life. And don't ever stop going for what you want in life. There might be days you're burnt out. You might need to take a break. You might forget your goals for a couple weeks just because you got to recalibrate. You got to reset. You got to let the body rest. These things are okay. But when you have a vision of what you want, it doesn't matter how long it takes to get there. You just keep going because the journey is literally the whole part of it. Like, for example, working out. I've been working on my fitness goals a lot yet. I'm not six-pack shredded abs. I'm getting really damn fit because I'm working out almost every single day these days. But it's about the journey. It's about showing up to the gym every day, the endorphins I get, the elevations in my mood, the fact that I take care of myself, the fact that body in motion stays in motion. If I'm in the gym every day, I'm going to be a very functional 80-year-old man, which is something 80-year-old me wants. He wants to be functional. He wants to have been really fit in this life. I don't really care about the shallow aesthetics part of it that much, but it's more about just doing the activity. And if you work out every day, the end result is someone who's just really fit and healthy and has lived a good life. Same thing about getting your sleep. Same thing about meditation for a sound mind. You see where I'm going with these. So relentless perseverance until you win. Keep doing the little daily habits, putting the brick by brick down to build up the wall that you eventually want to have. Even if you're not seeing results, even if it doesn't feel like it's working, recalibrate, readjust, keep going until you reach those goals. But then the next part, not forgetting I've already won. You've already won, good sir. Whoever you are here on this camera, you cannot look back on all the precious life and moments of your life that you have currently lived and not just be like, man, how cool was it that I got to experience that? Childhood, a mother's love, my first relationship, my first heartbreak, the highs, the lows, this life we play, this game. It's such a beautiful thing. You've already won. Like, I don't want to die right now. I don't want to die for a long time. But if I did die right now, fuck, I've lived a good life. I've had some great friends. I've gone on some amazing adventures. I've done some traveling. I've been in love. I've loved. I fucking lost love. I've loved again. I've lost love again. Like, God, it just doesn't end, does it? But looking back on it all now, I'm just at this point of like healing to where it's just, I'm grateful for it. I'm grateful for all the little moments, the highs and the lows. I've lived a good life. And that takes the edge off too, because people in self development and self improvement get stuck chasing this thing and they need this thing to feel complete about themselves. But as long as they're relying on this thing to feel complete about themselves, you will never feel complete about yourself. It'll always be contingent on this thing. Like you need abs to feel good about yourself. You gain a little weight, you feel like shit. You need a relationship to feel good about yourself. They break up with you, you feel like shit. You see where I'm going with this self-worth thing? It's like you got to know that you're worth it 100% as you are. Doesn't matter what goals or ambitions or dreams you're trying to live or reach. None of that defines you. You're already who you're meant to be right now. You're already that fucking badass right now because you've already won. You've already lived a good life. You've lived, you've learned, you've lost, you've ended up on this YouTube video. You're learning more. The journey has been a beautiful journey and one day it has to go. Memento mori. I actually have one right here. Show you guys. It's a little token, a reminder that one day you got to bounce and say goodbye and have a coin for the Reaper Man. And that's okay. That's just life, guys. There's no point in being frustrated or like fighting with it because it's just the way the world goes. Moving on to the next one. Remember, have your goals, have your ambitions, but don't forget to enjoy the day because you've already lived an amazing life. Every extra day, a blessing. Every moment, a bonus. When you get to this place of just gratitude where you're just grateful for the person you are and the life you've lived and where you've been and the journey so far, it kind of gets to the point where you just feel like every day is a bonus. Every moment's a bonus. Do I want to just stick around and watch Netflix today? Do I want to actually go out and hike and see the world? Do I want to get out of my comfort zone? Like, seize the day. These moments are a bonus because you've already lived a good life. And now if you're against taking that into your mantra, and the thing with the core beliefs, guys, is that when you have your core beliefs factory installed, it really changes your perspective on the world and the way you live your life. And a lot of people don't have solid core beliefs installed. And honestly, most of the society doesn't know you can actually install your own core beliefs. We all just come up, we grow up, we get to this place where we're just like, this is just who I am. This is just who I am. This is what I believe. And they don't question the programming that's there, the programming that might have been put there against their will, their teachers, their guardians, people they've met, things they've seen on TV, TikTok, whatever influences the way someone perceives the world. People will take that programming and digest it into core programming without actually taking the time to stop and be like, wait, is this a belief system that serves me or not? Do I want to have this belief system? And for me, I was about 26 when I had this epiphany that I could be whatever person I wanted to be because I could let go of limiting beliefs. Most people say people don't change. I kind of hate that expression because everybody has the potential to change. It is deeply uncomfortable to do the work to change, but it can be done. I've changed. I went through my deep, dark, emo drinking phase for a couple of years. I was kind of just circling the pit, and now I'm just 180, completely different person, completely different outlook on life. I cleared this guy up. I fixed this guy. And now this guy works for me. So whenever I have a bad thought or a limiting belief, I question it on the spot. And I tell myself the exact opposite. I'm like, no, that's bullshit. It's just my mind's programming going off. I've fixed most of it, but some of it still lingers. And some of that is who I am. But I don't let it define me. And that's the thing, guys, is that when you install these beliefs that I'm telling you here on this mantra, it's factory installing the hardware to actually carry you forward in life. Because a lot of people have these limiting beliefs like, I'm not worthy, I'm not meant for a relationship, this is just who I am. But the thing that you need to do with your core beliefs, whatever they may be, and you might be hazy on this subject because unless you really think about it, you might not have any idea. Because a lot of people believe things and don't know why they believe them. And a lot of people believe very limiting, unserving beliefs. So the thing that's cool about the brain and neuroplasticity is that you can rewire your brain to work for you. You can install the core beliefs that you want to have. So whenever I'm thinking about a core belief that might be potentially like installed, so to speak, I'm always asking myself, how does this belief serve me? Does this make my life better and more enjoyable, or does it make it worse? And if it makes it worse, or if I feel like I'm limiting myself in some way, like I'm not worthy of a relationship, that thought has no grounds at all in my soul, because that thought will just manifest in me not feeling worthy for a relationship and never meeting the dream girl. But no, that's not the thought at all. I'm a good man and I'm okay being alone. Big difference. And that's just kind of the thing with the core beliefs, guys, is that you got to analyze your own beliefs and just realize which ones are actually limiting belief. And don't make excuses. You got to have the talk with yourself. You got to be really open with, like, man, I believed this shit for years and this was bullshit. I should have never even believed this, because it's okay. The moment you wake up and realize that, then that's when things change. That's when days start feeling like extra gifts and excitement yet to experience. Because there's so much excitement left in this life. There's so many things to experience. No matter how much time you have left, get out there. Do something new. Do something you'd like to do. Enjoy the moments until my time has ended. Until your time is ended. Just remember, you're exactly where you're meant to be. I'm exactly where we're meant to be. We're all where we're meant to be. I'll repeat this mantra one more time just to solidify it. My mind is clear. There's no place for doubt. Relentless perseverance until I've won, not forgetting I've already won. Every extra day a blessing, every moment a bonus, grateful for the gifts of the day and the excitement yet to experience until my time is ended. Me and you were exactly where we're meant to be. See you on the next one.
Yeah, I'm about to fade away, cause every time I wake up I feel like it's Monday. Something's going wrong with all the chemicals up in my brain. All of a sudden I don't look at anything the same way. Gotta build up of my thoughts sitting in an ashtray. I'm sorry that I'm so inconvenient, okay. Just let me be me and I'll stay out of your way.